up for what we stand. Better days and better nights as we stand and unite. We're one and the same. Why is it so hard not to point and to blame? Better sheet, get our houses in order and we'll see the peace. There are steps that we must take if we want to see.
I see my people rising, no more stopping us. Couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us.
The sake of us, the sake of us.
I see my people rising, no more stopping us. Couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. No more failing, telling, being beneath. What a beautiful moment, and a sight I can't wait to see. Even if I miss it, at least I wasn't part of the mission. Changing lives of men, women, and children. All glory goes to He that causes us all to be. Oh, and if they're thinking we can, we show them that just as long as we stand. A monument, we the people can't be broken as long as we stay focused. I see my people rising, no more stopping us. A couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. For the sake of us. I see my people rising, no more stopping us. A couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. I see my people rising, yeah.
Shalom, shalom, shalom lekulam. אני מפלל שהכל בסדר אתכם היום. I pray all is well with you all today. Shmi Nasi Karashi Shema. I am Chief Prince Shema of Beit Ma'azan, or House of Balance Assembly. I'm going to give a few minutes for some people to come on. Going to give a few minutes for some people to come on. We're going to get started in just a bit. I started the live early just so we could get a few more minutes. I don't foresee this being more than an hour. All right. I don't see it being that. So, why am I here? Why am I here? Interestingly, I made a post yesterday, and it was in regards to, I'm going to put it up so it can be seen too, but it was in regards to I am. That's what the post yesterday. Yesterday, the post was in regards to I am, right? Christians use the term I am due to what has been given to them. People within our community, they would say I am, they would utilize it. So I made a post yesterday, and then today, someone contacted me. I'm not going to put the name out there, but someone contacted me with a video that they wanted me to watch, and this video was in regards to AHAYAH. It was in regards to AHAYAH, and they were basically saying, that Yahuah is attached to evil. Now, this is nothing new. I've been in this path for 15 years, and this has been brought out a lot. So I don't knock anyone that says AHAYAH. Of course, I don't knock anyone that utilizes any variation of Yah. But what I want to do, and I wasn't going to do it, but I said it has to be a reason that I just made this post yesterday, which I'm about to share in a minute. And then someone contacted me, my covenant brother contacted me today concerning this video. I said, okay, I'm going to utilize this to kind of introduce Hebrew. I'm going to go through it and bring it out. Probably the first 30 minutes, hopefully that's all it takes for me to go through it. I'm gonna bring it out so we can get an understanding of AHAYAH and we can get an understanding of Yah. Again, this is not to diminish or put down anyone that goes by AHAYAH, but what it is supposed to do is to debunk or remove the idea that Yah is attached to cults or anything like that. So we're gonna bring it out in a minute. But let me go to the post real quick. We're gonna start there. And then we're going to get right into the presentation. Just a brief presentation. This is good for those of you that may not be aware of some of the things I'm going to bring out, because Hebrew is important. Like, I know a lot of us in our community, we shy away from Hebrew. We call it Yiddish and things of that nature, which I understand. I get it. But you'll be surprised that most things is in Yiddish. The Yiddish is a totally different language. Shalom, shalom. Shalom to you and your household. But that's not the purpose of this video. Let's get into it. All right, let me share this really quickly, because again, I don't want to be here too long. I want to get right into it so you all can have it too. You all can have a little information that can help you going forward when it comes to AHAYAH versus Yah. Again, we shouldn't use it to saying things against our people. Let them go by what they want to go by, but we have to bring some things out. All right, so let's go. So yesterday I put a post out, and it was, like I said, it was ironic. And let me know if you all can hear me. Put ones in the chat if possible. I thought it was ironic. I just made this post yesterday, and then this was brought to me this morning, first thing in the morning. So it says, I said, B'nai Yisrael, Lord, sons of Israel, right? Or Israelites. Why do we, even knowing Hebrew? Now, everybody doesn't know Hebrew. We know certain words. We know how to say certain things, which is nothing wrong with that. I always try to encourage people, let's learn it. I know people use Zephaniah. I get it. I did an article on that to kind of remove that teaching. But that's besides the case. If we're going to learn, if we're going to be this culture, these people, let's learn it. And I'm going to get into that later about the actual Hebrew itself. But I said, even while knowing Hebrew, we still insist that Exodus or Shemot calls the supreme king, I am. Even knowing Hebrew, but the problem is most of us do not know it. I'm not even talking about to speak it. Just from a grammar standpoint, we don't understand it. Again, let me start off by saying I stand on the shoulders of those that came before me. So this is never an attack at anyone of the elders that came before us that is teaching AHAYAH. I want to make that very clear, right? The Most High is utilizing them in the way that they are being utilized. But us as teachers, us as leaders, we also got to remember that we don't know everything. What we pride ourselves on here at House of Balance Assembly, we stay in our lane. Have a lot of lanes, but you're not going to see me teaching on too many things. I teach on family. I teach on husband and wife, whatever style of relationship you are in. I teach on community. I teach on context, cultural understanding. These sounds like a lot of things, but I stay in my lane within those things. I have someone by the name of Chief Prince of Bulin that is associated with us through Beit Aguda. We have House of Balance Beit Mazan, but he's a historian, a scribe, right? All these different things. So I may go to his direction when it comes to history, but I know history, right? I may go to someone like a Morris Shael when it comes to parsing, but I know how to parse. You know what I'm saying? You stay in your lane. When we are teachers or people on social media, when we're pushing stuff out there, we have to be 100% sure we know what we're talking about, or find somebody else that do. So again, let's keep going. I said, why do we even, while knowing Hebrew, still insist that Exodus or Shemot calls the supreme king, the Most High, I am? The text people commonly reference is AHAYAH or AHAYAH, or if one prefers AHAYAH. Yet this would not simply be translated as I am. AHAYAH or AHAYAH is not the word for I. Not at all. All right, let's keep going. I would be ani or even anoki. Those are the two I's that you're going to see in the text. But wait a minute, when I'm looking up a word, and sometimes I see something that say I will be, right? Or he will be, or she will be, and I see this verb attached to it. We may get into that in a minute once I go through everything. Again, I got to look at the time. It's 7:06. I'm trying to be done by 8. Right? So I says, this post is not about the name of the Supreme King. And please, those that's watching this, if you know the people I'm talking about, share the video with them. It's all in love. It's all in love. Again, I stand on the shoulder. So if these individuals are before my time, being in it more than 15 years and things of that nature, we stand on their shoulders because they're very important to our community. We can still bring things out, provoke thought and change, and still operate in balance and in love. All right. So why do we continue to entertain this so casually? I have the answer to that because a lot of us are not where we need to be. We're comfortable. I hope I don't start teaching that and teaching. We're comfortable because of where we are in America. We're literally comfortable, right? We're accessing who we are or who we believe ourselves to be as Israelites, but we won't fully commit. On a large scale, we're not fully committing culturally. We're not fully committing Hebrew-wise. Oh, you know what? That's not our language. Okay, go to Lashawan Kadash. I'm not against Lashawan Kadash. I prefer if you speak Lashawan Kadash, then actually speak it, converse in it. I don't knock anybody that just say phrases and things like that, but it will be awesome to speak it, converse. Not speak, but converse. Converse requires you to be able to hear what someone's saying and know what they're saying if they're having a long dialogue with you. So if you don't like the Yiddish, which what I speak is a Yiddish, but to the common people that was within our community, we believe it's that because we don't know languages yet. And we have been taught and regurgitation of what something is by people that don't speak it, have no true knowledge on it. And we're continuing to cycle what we're being taught. And it's not sound. So if you don't like that, let's go Lashawan Kadash. Let's do it. That means we're really not committed. All we say is Shalom, Bawaka Tawab, right? Boker Tob. Yes, I can do that too, right? We do that, but we stop there. We won't go into actually growing because we're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. It's not really a necessity for us. And I believe whatever dialect we decide to speak, that's when we start to grasp and get an understanding. And if you are someone that does Lashawan Kadash, start to learn the grammar. Whatever dialect you speak, learn the grammar, because this mistaken or this regurgitation of the misusage of Yahowah and all these things is what's causing what's going on with us. Let me keep going because I will keep going left. All right. So let me pull this back up for you all to see it. All right. So why do we continue to entertain this so casually? For example, if I say then I'm saying I will be there later or maybe tomorrow, right? I'm not saying I am in that sentence at all, yet I am still using the very same word that the world, many Christians, and even some among us continue to insist that it means I am. This is exactly why we must continue learning, continue improving, and refuse to simply follow or regurgitate what has been repeated by the masses, even within our communities. Now let's get to it. So I got a call this morning, I got a text, and it was so interesting that this was the topic. The topic was dealing with AHAYAH or AHAYAH. Now I already said in this post and showed you all, even though if you're not able to read this or anything like that, that AHAYAH is literally I will be. Well, you just said that AHAYAH is not the word I. Yes. Well, why does it sound like I is in there? That's because it's something that's not being taught heavily in our community. And for those that don't know Hebrew, whether Lashawan Kadash or modern or biblical classical Hebrew, the prefix is very important. All right, so let's get to it. Let's go to Exodus chapter 3. really quick. We're going to go to about seven verses, right? Take some notes, y'all, for real, because I watched the video. I didn't watch all the video because, again, some of these talking points has been circulated for so many years. So it's like, okay, I know where many people are going to go when they bring these things out, but I want to go over this with you all, just so it's a video out there, I guess. All right. So we all are familiar with Exodus chapter 3. I'm going to get right down to it. Let's get right down. Let's go to 13. We're going to go right down to Exodus 13. We're not going to stay in Exodus like that, but we have to start here. Okay, because this is where everyone goes for the AHAYAH. It says, then Moshe said to Elohim, if I come to the people of Bnei Yisrael and say to them, the Elohim of your fathers has sent me to you, and they ask me, what is his name? What shall I say to them? Elohim said to Moshe, I am who I am. So this is the translation that is given to Christians. This is the translation that is given to us. And he said, say this to the people of Israel. I am has sent me to you. All right. So when we're looking at this at face value, we will believe right now. So here I am, AHAYAH has sent me to you. That will mean that this is the name. That's what most people go off of, right? I don't think I got to go to the Hebrew for that. I think it's self-explanatory, but I'll go to it just for those that may want to see it, right? So this is where you see people go to AHAYAH, Asher, AHAYAH. All right. I'm going to keep going, but I want to look at this. But here's the context behind it, right? Here's the context. I was talking to Chief Prince about this too, so I'm going to make sure I give him credit for what he brought out. But I think some people know this, but I don't know if many do, right? So I wrote it down. Ancient cultures often portrayed their deities as driven by emotion or circumstances. So remember, when Moshe was going to the people, he's saying the Elohim of your fathers, right? That means before you all. So in this Mitzrayim, being in Egypt, they were seeing how all these deities that was in Egypt would operate with the people. So they say, right? So they see the things that took place when they would say, well, this God said this God made us do this, killing people, just emotionally driven, right? So this is what's in their mind while they're at that spot. They haven't been hearing, they don't know nothing about the Most High anymore. They know from a standpoint of history, but like, where is he? Right? So he's saying, what should I tell them? So ancient cultures often portrayed their deities as driven by emotion or circumstances. This is in Egypt, this is in Greek, all these different things. Think about it. Think about the TV shows and the movies you all done seen pertaining to Greek deities or Egyptian deities. Look, remember how they operate, right? Just envision that. It's in contrast, the statement AHAYAH, Asher, AHAYAH presents a supreme king who defines himself and acts according to who his own consistent nature is, not external pressures or unpredictable. So I'm going to be the same person, not person, but a power that I was then. I will be, which or that I will be. I will be there for you. I will be in the journey to be, because this is future tense. The problem with AHAYAH, and I'm not, you know what? Let me not do that. I don't, because I saw the video, and what people do, especially those that they may be strong in so many different subjects, but the subject of language, we move it and push it to the side. So it's like, well, you know, people go into the different persons, going to the prefix and all that stuff, but we have to know these things in order to read. We're reading a translation. We're reading a translation, and a lot of the things that we're reading, the actual attested language or the language itself doesn't convey that. But let's keep going. Let's go into other texts. So this is the text that's normally used to bring out that his name is AHAYAH. All right. I'm going to graze down this part right here. I know you all are already familiar with this, but let's just read it anyway. And Elohim said to Moshe, say this to the people of Israel. And you have the Lord, right, in English. And this is Yahowah, the Elohim of your fathers. So what was stated was, I don't want to go a tit from tat with the video. I just want to bring out other scripture to bring out the grammar. So I'm not going to do that. Let's just stick with the grammar, stick with the other examples to show you that this is not AHAYAH, a verb. Typically in our language, in our culture, proper nouns are names, right? A proper noun is a name. A verb is not a name. The language is built off verbs, yes, but every name that you could think of scripturally is going to be it's going to be a proper noun. It's not going to be a verb. All right. But that's another topic. So let's keep going. So let's jump to, so you all got this part, verse 15. Elohim also said to Moshe, say this to the people of Israel, that Yahowah, the Elohim of your fathers, the Elohim of Abraham, the Elohim of Yitzchak, and the Elohim of Yaakov has sent me to you. This is my name forever. So which one is the name forever? Context is very important. This 15th verse, right? It says, this is my name forever, and thus I am to be remembered throughout all the generations. This is how I will be remembered. I don't even teach that Yahowah is an actual name. I know it's a proper noun, but I know what it actually means from the first letter and throughout, right? But in context, it says, this is my name forever. All right. So the 14th verse, he said, I will be which, or I will be that, I will be. Then he has said that at this point, he says, oh shoot, I'm sorry, you all. Say this to the people, that Yahowah, the Elohim of your fathers, this is my name forever. Okay. I'm not going to explain that. Let's go to the good stuff. Let's go to Judges chapter 6, verse 16. And I'm going to be fair. I'm going to be fair, and I'm going to utilize this the way that it was utilized. Okay. So it was some definitions looked up. I always tell people when we're looking up words, it has so many different definitions. Sometimes it's dealing with tenses, and we tend to look these words up and just pick the word that kind of applies, right? That's not always the case. But it was said that AHAYAH or AHAYAH is I am. And that the scholars of this time basically said that there was so many definitions that they just consolidated to just I am. Okay. And then the word, the Yahowah was looked up, and it says he is. That was a definition for Yahowah, which that is not the definition for Yahowah. They say it's he is. So I'm going to implement that as I read this. It's very important to watch what I do. We're about to go through 7:19. I got to pay attention to the time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're about to go through 6 scriptures, and then I'm going to demonstrate something for you all, Hebrew-wise. All right. And then we'll go into something else dealing with history. All right. So it says, and the Supreme King, verse 16, said to him, or the Most High, or Yahowah, said to him, but I will be with you, and you shall strike the Midianites as one man. So here's my issue. But I'm going to tell you what was said. My issue is you have AHAYAH right here, and then you have Yahowah right here. Yahowah, AHAYAH. Then you have this word right here would be Yomer. This word comes from Amar, right? Amar, he said, right? The root. And a lot of people go to the roots. See, this is what the word is. The problem is the root is actually dealing with masculine, and it's past tense. So if you look up this word, if you click it, it's going to say Amar. But this is a word that's conjugated or brought together. You have this wow for the word and, you have this yod that is going to be he or it. So we know this is the Most High speaking, so it's going to say he. right? But this word alone is Amar. He said, right? So if I said something like he said something, right, to me, Amar Mashahu Li, he said something to me, right? Or Leoti, whichever one you would like. But I'm saying this for a reason. I'm showing you all that this is a prefix. This is not the word. This right here, this all these 4 letters that you all see is not the word. This is conjugated. This is a prefix and this is the verb. But it changes how it speaks when you bring it together, how it's pronounced when you bring it together. Yomer, he said, or he's saying, right? Yomer. So, no, I'm sorry, he said. So Yahuah ki ehye imcha or imch, where he kata et minyan keshish echad. So you have Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh. So the way that they brought it out was this: it would be translated to them, but they didn't go to these verses. I went to these scriptures for a reason. I wanted to show that these two were being used. What was being brought out was one of them being used, not being together. I think that's a conflict right there when they're both together. So, and he is, that's what they say Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh is, and he is said to him, AHAYAH be with you, and you shall strike the Minites as one man. Okay, so we can rock with that. That seems like it could make some sense, right? We're going to keep going. So this Judges 6 and 16. Write this down for yourselves. I believe that this is a conflict by both of them being here, Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh, and then AHAYAH or AHAYAH being here. Okay, let's go to the next one. Stick with me. You're going to see where I'm going with it, but I want to bring these portions out. Judges 11. Zechariah 8 and 8. Actually, I want to make a correction to myself. I'm sitting there thinking, and I know somebody that know Hebrew about like, wait a minute, your mare is actually future tense, and it is future tense. I just want to make that clear. I just thought about it. I'm like, wait, I said that. You be online, somebody gonna catch you. Oh man. All right. Let's go to Zechariah 8 and 8. You all should still be able to see this. Let's read the first verse 7 for context, a little bit context. Thus says the Supreme King of the Most High, or Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh, right? Tzebaoth of hosts. But let's make it as, what did they say it was? He is. Thus said he is of hosts. Behold, I will save my people from the east country and from the west country, and I will bring them to dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and they shall be my people, and I will be their Elohim in faithfulness and in righteousness. Let's click this. Zechariah 8 and 8. Right? And what do we have here? Wehebeti otam weshachino batuk Yerushalayim we hauli la'am. This is the part right here. La'am for people. Where aniyah here. So I would have wanted them to go to the Hebrew with this. Why does it say ani here and then it has ehye? If ehye is I will be. This is how would I explain this? Putting emphasis. A lot of times when you see the text that have a double, you have a Hebrew word together and it say it twice. It's putting emphasis. It's saying I will, right? I will bring, or I will be their God in faithfulness and in righteousness. So I will bring to dwell in the midst of Jerusalem, and they shall be my people, and I will be their Elohim. So this is more so emphasis, but we have here. So they're saying, and I, AHAYAH, for them, their Elohim, in truth, or this will say in faithfulness and in righteousness. Okay, let's keep that in mind. Write that down as well. Zechariah 8 and 8. We're keeping moving right now. So that's the AHAYAH alone. No Yod He Wah He and AHAYAH, just AHAYAH or AHAYAH alone in Zechariah 8:8. Let's go to Judges 11:9. Write it down, you all. Judges 11:9. Now this one is still the same thing. This has both Yod He Wah He and AHAYAH or AHAYAH. I say AHAYAH. You all may say AHAYAH. So they have Yod He Wah He and AHAYAH in here. Jephthah said to the elders of Gilead, if you bring me home again to fight against the Ammonites, and what did they say this is? And he gives them over to me, AHAYAH your head, because it can't be AHAYAH will be your head, because this is one conjugated phrase, right? The will be, yeah, will be, right? But when you put the olive there, yeah, or AHAYAH, I don't say AHAYAH, but yeah, I will be. So they're saying that this will be AHAYAH your head. Okay. So and he gives them over to me, AHAYAH your head. Okay. I'm trying to put this out here so it can make sense. This is what's being taught. And this is what's kind of, I believe, dangerous. Again, if you want to say AHAYAH, there's nothing wrong with that. That's fine. If you believe that the attributes, the character of the Most High, this is the verb, this is what he will be, this is what he is, cool. But when you lead off and say something along the lines of, well, Yod He Wah He is cultish and it's attached to evil. We're going to get into that soon. All right. So keep this in mind. Judges 11:9. Again, I think that both of these being together in the same sentence causes it a problem. From my perspective and school of thought, they would not be in the same sentence at all, right? Having AHAYAH and Yod He Wah He in the same sentence, it does not function that way. But let's keep going. Now we're about to go to the dagger. This is one of the daggers. We're going to go to 1 Samuel 18. Now remember what we've been reading. We've been reading that AHAYAH is his name, right? AHAYAH. Who's that saying? Oh, shoot. I don't know if he watching or something, or if he just died with his. Oh, man, you took it away from me. You took it away from me. Let's go to 1 Samuel 18:18. Okay. Again, this is not to talk about anyone. This is to make a case against the claim that Yod He Wah He is evil, that Yod He Wah He is it's a cult and things of that nature. Now, in this, so just show this right here. This chapter is verse 1. David and Jonathan's friendship, right? So as we scan through this, I want you all to see this. As we scan through this, I want you all to look at the English. Okay, I'm going slow. Pay attention. I'm going slow. All right. Let's keep reading. I'm going slow because I may surprise myself and be wrong. So far, we read 12 verses. We do not see the name. We don't see. Here we go. There we go. So all the way up to verse 13, we didn't see anything about the Most High. Verse 14 says, and David had success in all his undertakings, for Yod He Wah He was with him. So according to what was taught, the Yod He Wah He, the meaning is he is. So I'm just going to say, and he was with him. I don't agree with that at all, but I'm trying to make a case. Okay. Let's keep going. Now we get down verse 18. Let's just read 15. And when Saul saw that he had great success, he stood in fearful awe of him. In fearful awe of who? David, right? That's the subject. But all Israel and Yehudah loved David, for he went out and came in before them. Okay. Then Saul said to David, here is my elder daughter, Merab. I will give. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, y'all. Wait a minute. I wasn't even going to go here. I want you all to see this. This is Hebrew. This should be what I think it is. Hold on. Where is it at? Where is it at? Where is it at? Yep. There we go. There we go. This word right here. So this is not one word. What have I been telling you all? I told you something. Okay. This taini li. If I'm giving an order, I'm telling you to give me something. Tain li, if I'm talking to one man or one boy. Tain li. This letter, tau, this letter is a nun sofit. Tain li or taini li if I'm talking to a woman. But watch this. This says etain. Eten. That's what this says right here. Eten, or for some of you that speak Lashon Kadash, atan. Right? What would you say? Tan layah, maybe, right? Give me, but it's an olive here. So the Hebrew says what? I mean, the English translates it as what? I will give. That tain right here is here. The olive, I will. By itself, I won't go there. So you have I will give. So you have this olive that's before that verb. That's where you get this aten. Some of you may know where I'm going with it. Some of you may not. That's fine, because I'm going to tell y'all about my Hebrew class once this is over with. Or my self-pacing Hebrew, which I think is very important for our community. All right, let's go. So I wasn't trying to go there. That's not what I was bringing out. But I thought it was interesting because I knew it was going to have that olive. Right? Ehye, eten. So I would give her for you for a wife. Only be valiant for me and fight. He is his battles, right? So Yod Yahuah. I don't say he is, but that's what's being taught. For Shaul thought, let not my hand be against him, but let the hand of the Philistines be against him. Watch this. Y'all ready for this? And David said to Shaul, who am I? And who are my relatives? My father's clan in Israel, that I should be son-in-law to the king. So let's just look at the English. The English says, who am I and who are my relatives? My father's clan in Israel, that I should be. So should be mean is going to be future tense, right? That I should be son-in-law to the king. So he's questioning something. He's thinking in the future tense, which goes with the grammar, right? I will give, attain. That's future tense. AHAYAH, AHAYAH. Let's click it. Y'all ready? Look at this. Where your man David, it Saul, right? Me anochi. This is the other word for I was telling y'all about. You have ani and you have anoki. That is the words for I in Hebrew throughout the Tanakh. By itself. Those are the standalone words for I. Right? Umi hayai or hayi mishpachat Abi, my father, right? Be Yisrael ki ehye hatan lamelech. Okay. Remember they said AHAYAH. This will be AHAYAH. Ehye. This will be AHAYAH. Go to the English. There is no sign of the Supreme King or the Most High being spoken about at all in this verse. And David said to Saul, who am I and who are my relatives? My father's clan in Israel, that AHAYAH be son-in-law to the king. That's the end of the conversation. We're going to keep going because I think you all need some of this history. If y'all may be familiar with it, but you might not. 1 Samuel 18:18 destroys the idea of Ehye or AHAYAH being the actual name. But if you want to say AHAYAH and you attribute it to the Most High, I'm not knocking you. I can't tell you not to do that. But grammatically and scripturally, Tanakh-wise, because we're talking about Hebrew, this is only saying I would be or I will be. Or if you say AHAYAH, it only means I will be. And this is a perfect example of the sentence being used in our culture, in our language, which using AHAYAH. I don't say AHAYAH, but I'm using it for those that do. That uses AHAYAH. Watch. And David said to Saul, or David said to Shaul, who am I? And who are my relatives? My father's clan in Israel, that I should be, or that I will be, or that AHAYAH will be son-in-law to the king. Now we know the Most High is not about to be a son-in-law to no king. All right. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Again, this is not to debunk. I promise you, those that know me know I'm not knocking you for whatever you believe. But I had to go to this to kind of humble this conversation, because the pride in these names that we have, we coming against each other because of names, it's just a lot of pride. And let's just be supportive. Oh, Total Rabah. See, this is why I be needed. My screen should be showing. You all don't see this? Asking your screen is not showing. Oh, it's not. Wow. See, this is why I be needing y'all to say something to me. Let me stop this. I gotta bring it up. My bad. Appreciate you. Total Rabah. So what I'll do, I'm not going to go through it like that again, but I want to share it just so y'all see it. This is 1 Samuel 18:18. It says, and David said to Saul, who am I? And who are my relatives? My father's clan in Israel, that I should be. This is future tense. He's asking, am I going to be that I should be son-in-law to the king? Right? No, you good. I needed an interruption. Total Arabah, because people need to be able to see this. Because if they don't see it, they're just like, well, what are he talking about? You're going to be able to see it yourself. Those of you that know Hebrew and can read the Aramaic block script, let's click on it really quick. And then we're going to keep going. I hope y'all was able to see the attain. I'm going to go to that too real quick. So right here is the AHAYAH, or what they call AHAYAH. He went to a lot of verses that was standalone verses and was attributed to the Most High. And I'm going to show you all how I already showed you. I showed you how AHAYAH or AHAYAH is attributed to the Most High. Why? Because the Most High keeps saying, and it says, and Yod-Heh-Wah-Heh said, I will be there for you, basically. AHAYAH, AHAYAH is what they say. So they use the AHAYAH to say, see, this is him right here. Okay. Again, I had to bring this out to humble the situation, because if we got a lot of pride with the names, right? I don't care if you say Yahuah, Yahuwah, Yahawah, Yahuah. If you say all of those fast enough, it sounds the same, right? Yahawah, Yahuah, Yahowah, Yahuah, Yahuwah, Yahuah. We supposed to speak language fast. We speak it slow. So we'll say Yahuwah, Yahawah, Yahowah. When we spoke it in regular speech, it was just Yahuwah. That's my assumption. That's my opinion. I'm not telling anybody to do it or not. But I wanted to bring that out. So you have AHAYAH or AHAYAH right here. In this sentence, it has nothing to do with him. And if you say that it is AHAYAH, that would mean that AHAYAH is the son-in-law to the king. All right. Again, this is not to debunk it. If you want to say it, cool, but we have to all humble ourselves and get away from the pride and saying someone serving a satanic name. So we're going to get into why these names, and AHAYAH was actually a satanic name too. I just want you all to know that. I'm going to give you I'm going to show you why I'm saying that. Scripturally, no, Yahuah was not that. Scripturally, Yahuah or Yahowah was not that. Scripturally and ancient wise. But we're going to get into why it became that. All right, let's hit up these these next few scriptures, and we're done. Okay, what did I do with it? There it is. All right, so we're going to go to, so please take your notes. You have 1 Samuel 18 and 18. That is the dagger. That is the one that is irrefutable. It's no way you can explain that. No way that you can explain that. If you want to say AHAYAH, fine. But once you start saying that the other way of saying it is dealing with satanic stuff, that's when we have to humble the conversation. Right, so this is where AHAYAH is at. It's in 1 Samuel 18. Now let's keep going. Let's go to 2 Samuel 7:14. We have 2 more places to go. I need to move a little bit faster. 2 Samuel 7:14. So these are scriptures. So this is a good one. This is a very good one, you all. I'm gonna tell you why. So this is the Most High, right? We know who he's talking to, right? He's saying he will build a house for my name, so we know who that is. And I will establish, okay? I wasn't going to go to 13, but let's look at 13 really quickly. Okay, see, I was trying to use this, but this wall, I forgot what you call it, but I know it makes stuff that's past and future. But let's go to the next verse. I want to show y'all really quickly. This is the verse we're going to. And so I will be to him a father, and he shall be to me a son. Okay. So here's what grammar is, you all. You ready? Here you have AHAYAH again. Ani AHAYAH. So, you know, this ani being here just puts emphasis on it. You don't need the ani. You can just you could just have it right here by itself. I know that down here, this little thing that's below what I'm highlighting, it says imperfect first person comma singular. I don't really teach like that. I don't knock anybody that do. I think it's important for those that are truly huge on wanting to deal with grammar. Those terms are very important. The approach that I take is not saying that's not practical. That's practical in a academic standpoint, but I try to teach Hebrew in a way that's practical, of like just speaking, right? So, but Ani here, that's making emphasis. I will be to him, lo, to him, not lo as in Lamed Aleph or la'ah in Lashawan, which, yeah, so not lo or la'ah, but lo as in to him. A father for a father. Watch this. Y'all ready? And he. So who in Hebrew is the word for he. But again, this is putting emphasis. This Yahuah is this Yahuah is will be. But in this context, it can be he will be, right? So, but he will be to me a son. Why am I using? I'm showing you that you have the same thing, AHAYAH right here, and you have AHAYAH right here. What's interesting is this same thing right here is in Genesis when it says, and they will be, what is it when Elohim was saying, and they will be to us, they will be like Elohim to us. The word there is not Yahuah. Yahuah will be, right? This is what you see right here. If in Genesis, when it says they will be like Elohim, like we are basically, that word will be Yahuah, but that's not the word that's there, okay? This word by itself without the prefix is AHAYAH. AHAYAH is was. So you have words like Yahuah, AHAYAH, Liot. Those are different verbs dealing with being and becoming and will be and was, right? So this is very important to be said and be spoken about when you're teaching someone. But this Aleph right here, it brings out I will be. Okay, right here, I know it says Ani, but I'm telling you because it's making emphasis. The Most High is making emphasis on it because we have already went places where AHAYAH by itself was already I will be without ani. All right. So let's go to one more place before we go, because we 7:46. I got to keep it moving. I didn't think I was gonna go this long, but those of you that know me know me. Let's go to Jeremiah. If you're just tuning in right now, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, make sure you like and you subscribe and share this when it's over. If you're on Facebook, you may have to go back to the beginning if you weren't here to see what we're talking about. All right, Jeremiah 24:7. Okay, let's see. Hopefully you all been paying attention, right? So in English, we got, I will give them a heart to know me, that I am Yahowah, and they shall be my people, and I will be their Elohim, for they shall return to me with their whole heart. I really want us to just pay attention to English. Just think about it. I will give. Remember, the word was tain by itself. And it's just a tau and a noon. It's only 2 letters. But in order for it to be I will give, it will have to be a 10. I haven't read this yet, but it will have to be that. To be the word I by itself, remember we went through it. It has to be ani or anoki. Anoki. It has to be one of those. If we don't see that here, that means that first letter is a prefix. That's grammar. That first letter has to be a prefix. And that prefix letter, aleph, is going to be I will. A tau would be you will. Right? Or she will. It depends on what's being said. This right here, I will be. This should still be AHAYAH, but this is translated. They would translate this as AHAYAH, their Elohim. But we already dismantled that with 1 Samuel 18:18. Again, forgive me for that verbiage. I'm not trying to dismantle, but I'm leading up to a point in 1 second. So look at this. Natati. So this is not wrong. For those that's watching this, like, aha, you was wrong. You said it was aten. But you also heard me say to you that when this wow is before like a verb, it makes it future tense. It just does. That's part of the grammar. It makes it future tense. Remember when I went to the in 1 Samuel 18, when it says I will give, it had aleph, tau, noon for I will give. So why is this I will give? Why is this I will give? Because this is really I gave. Right? Natati. Natati by itself with no wow there, this will be I gave. For my Hebrew teachers on here that's probably watching, confirm it for me. I gave. But this wow makes it future. Then you have Yahowah. Then you have, look at this, Anoki. Remember the I told you all about? This is one of the only 2 words for I, Anoki and Ani. But then AHAYAH. All right. So let's keep going. Hopefully, so far, we got an idea of see, here we go. Ani right here. Ani, Anoki. Just so I'm showing you all the 2 I's. I right here. I right here. Okay. And then this is I will be. We're about to go to 2 different places. We're going to go to Genesis 24:58. We have to see consistency. We have to see a pattern. Okay. If other verbs is showing a pattern, then what I'm presenting has to be correct. And this is why I'm going to other places. Let's go to Genesis real quick, 24:58. Hopefully you all are writing this down for yourself, and then you could go into your own studies to confirm it. Okay. Look at this. So, and they called Rebekah and said to her, will you go with this man? You all remember the story, right? She said, I will go. That's what she said. I will go. You see this right here? This word lek by itself, not this aleph. Let's remove this aleph. Lek by itself is go. Right? So if I say bonelech, I'm saying let's go or come. We, that ne, that noon. So for example, I didn't know I was going to be giving a Hebrew lesson, y'all. Wow, we got a lot of prefixes. So that noon for nelek, the noon, this is not a noon, by the way. I'm just acting like if a noon was right here, it would mean we will go. Elek mean I will go. This I will go. So if this was yeah, it would be I will be. Right here, remember? Amar, he said. Amra, she said. Ani omer, I'm saying. If a woman is talking, ani omeret, I'm saying. Right? This is she said. This is a prefix to a verb. Tau to a verb. This is very important. If we're going to teach this, we got to teach it the right way. And I don't claim to know it all, but I know enough to teach it. All right. So this is saying I will go. This is another example of the prefix aleph for the word ehye, or they say AHAYAH. Okay, let's go to 1 Samuel 20:5. This is the last scripture, and then we're going to bring out the cult. We're going to bring out the satanic, because I think the problem is, I don't know if you all are aware of this, but Elohim, Yahowah, AHAYAH, these all was used in a satanic way. But I don't think this was brought out. Again, I didn't watch the whole video, so I didn't, I could have missed it. But I highly doubt that was brought out, because that would call a disruption with this term, All right. So David said, or Dawid said to Jonathan, behold, tomorrow is the new moon, and I should not fail to sit at a table with the king. But let me go that I may hide myself in the field to the third day at evening. Now look at this. Look at this. This doesn't say I should not fail to sit, right? It just says sit one time. All right. I want that to be recognized. Where are we at? Where you at? Look at this. This right here, for those that don't know Hebrew. So the word for sit, like if I'm telling someone to sit, I'll say sheb. Like sit, sheb. If I'm talking to a person, male or a dog, right? That's male. Sheb. Shebi. If I'm talking to a woman or a female. Shebi, right? Sheb. So wait a minute. Why is this olive here? What's the purpose of this olive? It's sheb. I will sit. Yeah, I will be. Sham, Melchayoter, Olai Machar. I will be there later, maybe tomorrow, right? This is Hebrew. This is grammar. But he says Yashab, Esheb. This is remember, I know Ki Yashab Esheb. But in English, all he's saying is, I should not fail to sit at table with the king. I will sit. Right? Let's go back to I will sit with Hamalek. I will sit with the king. Right? For example, Emmanuel. Some of you all will say Emmanuel is really Emmanuel. With us. The Most High with us. Imanu with us. With new suffix. Us, plural. So if I say Shema, Imanu, Shema's with us. It's all grammar. All right. So let's close out with this. Ooh, I want to go one more place. Joshua 1:5. Oh my goodness. Joshua 1:5. Y'all ready? All right. So no man shall be able to stand before you all the days of your life. So he's talking to Joshua. He's giving Joshua hope. He's telling Joshua, look, I was there for Moses. Nobody gonna be able to mess with you. I was there for Moses. I'm gonna be there for you. Remember? Ehye, Esher, Ehye. I will be that I will be. I will be the same that I was. That I will be. Ooh. I will be the same that I was with your forefathers. That right there, I will be going forward in the future. Ehye, Esher, Ehye. Oh, you making this up, Nasi or Chief Prince? Am I? Look at this. When Moshe died, he says, no man should be able to stand before you all the days of your life. Just as I was with Moses, so I will be with you. I will not leave you or forsake you. Now watch this. The word for leaving, I say this in my Isha all the time. I'll say Anio Zebata. So modern Hebrew will say akshav. Some of us as Hebrews will say akshaw because we don't use the vet, right? But I'll say, ishti anio zeb ata with an ayin. Ata, that's the word for now in biblical Hebrew. But notice I said ozeb. Ozeb is going to be a ayin, wow, zion, and a bet. Okay, watch this. Let's go here. Let's check it out. It says, look at this. Haiti. Remember I said AHAYAH is was? Haiti, I was. I told you all that I was AHAYAH. Remember, AHAYAH, Yehye, Liot, all of that is in all those verbs that's being used is utilized in the same way. Was, will be, right? This is all together. The only thing that's added to it is the aleph. That's it. Ehye. But let's look at this. Haiti, I was with Moshe. Haiti and Moshe Ehye. Look at this. So, as, which, right? Just as, I use this as when. But you could use it as, kasher. So, just as Haiti, I was with Moshe Ehye, I will be imach or imcha, right? Remember I said imanu, with us. Imka or imka will be with you, right? Imach would be with you, dealing with a female, but they got that different here. But Ehye, I will be. So I will be, when it's put in place, it's from a standpoint of giving encouragement. I'm there for you. I will be. If they ask who sent me, right? Well, tell them I will be. Why? They've been dealing with these deities, right? They don't have no compassion whenever they don't want to. All these different things, even though we don't believe in it like that, but you know how people utilize as deities or gods, and then they put everything in the name of a god. So I'm going to be how I was. That I will be going forward, because I will be his future, right? So right here, he basically said to him, as I was with Moshe, I will be with you, right? And remember I said about Ozeb, look at this. Ayin, Zayin, bet. This is the suffix, right? Esbecha. This is a suffix, talking to a bell. But watch, look at this letter right here. Aleph. I will. So lo esbecha. Sorry. Lo esbecha. So I won't, or I will not leave you. That's what this aleph is for. It says forsake you, but that word ozeb is leave. Same thing. All right, let's keep going. I got about 20 minutes left. Well, actually about 15 minutes left, and I really want to go through this. So I wanted to close out with that. I wanted to close out as far as the Hebrew goes, or showing you all this. We still got some more to read, but I wanted to show you all, ending it with Joshua 1 and 5, the same verbiage being put there. Ehye, right? I will be there for you. That's the same thing that he said to Moshe, and that's the verbiage that he told Moshe to bring to the people. I will be that I will be. Right? Sometimes we don't emphasize words the way we talk in real life. But let's keep going. So here's what I wanted to bring out: a little history of where we are going. Here we go. So the root of the confusion, and this is the part that I was talking about, the confusion with Yahowah, even Elohim. You know, he didn't really touch on that about the El and the Elohim, but even the Elohim and even AHAYAH, by the way, or AHAYAH, these were being used in satanic type of occult type of stuff today. Why? Let's keep going. The root of the confusion is Europe. It's Europe, not ancient Israel. The association of Hebrew names, AHAYAH, Elohim, Yahowah, with occult systems comes mainly from European esoteric movements, not from the Tanakh. Right? Hebrew scriptures to medieval Jewish mysticism, Renaissance Christian scholars, European occult systems. Let me say this again: Renaissance Christian scholars, European occult systems, and modern internet claims, which is what we're doing today. A lot of us are on the internet and we're just putting stuff out there and don't even know where we're getting it from. That goes for people my age, younger than me, and elders. So that's number one. Number two. So stage one, medieval Jewish mysticism is Kabbalah. Around the 1200s to the 1500s, Hebrew letters and names treated as symbolic mystical forces. Names like Yahowah, Elohim, used in meditation, letter permutations, divine name structures. This is the major shift from plain meaning to symbolic system. Stage two, Renaissance Christian Hebraeus, 1400s to the 1600s. Key figure was Johannes Ruchlin. Christians study Hebrew and Kabbalah, tried to merge Hebrew names with Greek philosophy and mysticism, began treating names like Yahowah, Elohim as a part of a hidden knowledge system. This is where Hebrew terms leave their original cultural context. Stage three, early occult philosophy, Europe. Right? We always talk about Europeans and all these different things, but we're utilizing what they gave us to make our points, when it can't be made that way. Every point has to be from a cultural, a linguistic, a historical, a contextual standpoint. So the key figure in the early occult philosophy is Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa. His book, 3 Books of Occult Philosophy in the 1500s. Some of you may even have that book. That probably is where a lot of us getting some of this stuff from. But I just went through the Hebrew showing you easily, especially 1 Samuel 18:18. Or was it 2 Samuel 18:18? Let me see. Let me make sure. Stage 3. Yeah, 1 Samuel 18:18. So write that one down. So stage 3 is that. What he did, he took Hebrew names, Yahowah, Elohim, etc., assigned them to planets, elements, magical correspondences. This is a major turning point. Hebrew names became part of a Western occult system. Stage 4, 1800s, occult orders. Organizations like Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, what they did, they built full systems using Yahowah, Elohim, placed them into rituals, diagrams, symbolic hierarchies. This is what people start seeing charts like Yahowah being elements, Elohim specific forces, AHAYAH, right? Stage 4, Freemasonry, parallel development. Uses biblical language symbolically, not linguistically. Uses biblical language symbolically, not linguistically. I'm going to say that again. Uses biblical language symbolically, not linguistically. Sometimes incorporates Hebrew words, temple imagery. Important. They don't originate these names. They reuse them symbolically. Let's keep going. Stage 6, modern internet. Fringe teachings, 1900s to today. Well, internet wasn't back there. This is where your exact issue comes from, right? People saw Hebrew names used in occult books, then assumed those names must be occult. AHAYAH was looked at as satanic. I actually couldn't find a diagram. Some of you might have it to where they had Elohim, they had Yahowah, they had AHAYAH, right? In their occult, as far as with names. So I was surprised that that wasn't spoken of. Yahuah is corrupted. Elohim is pagan. These claims are modern reactions, not ancient history. It's not a part of our ancient history. All right. So the Hebrew letters inside the pentagram, circles, and magic squares. These are some of the visuals. It comes from Golden Dawn style diagrams, 19th to 20th century occult books, not from ancient Israel, the Tanakh, original Hebrew culture. All right. These Hebrew names were taken out of the scriptures, passed through European mystical systems, and then reused in occult frameworks. The association didn't come from ancient Israel, righteous ancient Israel. It came from later reinterpretations. They didn't come from the occult. The occult borrowed them or used them, utilized them. All right. Let's keep going. So I gave you all that. I want to go to one more place and we're done. And I'm going to close out with my closing line that I put down, and then that's it. We're going to end it. Let's go to Exodus chapter 32. 1 through 5. Exodus 32 is after Exodus chapter 3, isn't it? Let's just read 1 through 5. It says, when the people saw that Moshe had delayed to come down from the mountain, the people gathered themselves together to Aharon and said to him, up, make us deities who shall go before us. As for this Moses or Moshe, the man who brought us up out of the land of Egypt or Mizraim, we do not know what has become of him. So Aharon said to them, take off the rings of gold that are in the ears of your wives, your sons, and your daughters, and bring them to me. So all the people took off the rings of gold that were in their ears and brought them to Aharon or Aaron. And he received the gold from their hand and fashioned it with a graving tool and made a golden calf. And they said, these are your deities, O Yisrael, who brought you up out of the land of Egypt. Why is this important? They already got taken out. The Most High used Moshe and brought them on out. Then they set up here and they created something that wasn't the Most High and said, well, these things that we created brought us out. Watch this. When Aharon saw this, he built an altar before it, and Aharon made a proclamation, said, tomorrow shall be a feast to Yahowah. So not only did they create these things and said that these things brought us out, but they were also attached to Yahowah. This feast was to them. It wasn't to the Most High. Notice we don't see AHAYAH in here, by the way, but Yahowah. This was going to be attributed to the things that they made, and the things that they made, they called it that. They called it Yahowah. I'm going to explain what I mean in a minute. And they rose up early the next day and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings, and the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. So they attributed these things and made the name and attached the name to these things. That's the same thing that we're seeing with the occult, with all these. So when we say, well, the Yahowah is attached to evil and attached to occult names, no. The people took what was already before and they attached the things that they're doing to the name. And yes, they did it with a AHAYAH or AHAYAH also. You just got to dig a little bit deeper if you haven't seen it yet. So they took what was before, grabbed what they were doing, and they attached it to what was before and attributed what they were doing and said, this is what the Most High is and what the Most High did. And that's what happened all the way back in Exodus or Shemot chapter 32. Nothing new. And what did the Most High say? And the Most High said to Moshe, go down for your people. Now he's saying your people, not even his, your people. Why is it your people now? Why aren't we still the Most High people? Because we went away from what he gave us, what he told us to do, what he told us to call them, what he gave us, what he told us to do, and how he told us to move. And we took something else that was not what he gave us to remain in and to operate as for generations to come. We took what was around us that wasn't supposed to be used for that, but was supposed to be used to uplift you. I gave you these things. Here, got your earrings, got your gold, and we manipulated that the same way they manipulated this stuff with the code and all that stuff today. And the same way we started to manipulate with the name. This ain't about which name you're going to use. But what we can't do is sit up here and say any other name, any of the variations that we do use comes from an occult. It does not. We sit up here and we fight against what was given about the Christians and the Christian church fathers and Europeans and all that, but yet we use what they gave us to say what is. Most High utilized them for us to get where we need to be. Preserve certain things so we can get to it and then build from it and get to the actual meaning of things. But instead, we utilize what they gave and we stay in it. And we use it to beat each other up when we ourselves are wrong, and we're puffing ourselves up with information and knowledge we don't truly understand. That's why I said when I first started, I stay in my lane. I may know a few different things in other lanes, but I don't even lead off with that. I can go in that lane, but that's not, I stay in my lane. All of us as teachers or leaders, to stay in our lane until we get equipped in another lane that we want to drive in. That goes for all of us, because what we end up doing is making ourselves not look consistent. And to those that we're teaching and presenting this information, a lot of times we're not strengthening ourselves in understanding, and we just take what is given to us. But see, a good teacher and a good leader, as far as teaching, I ain't talking about your lifestyle, because you could be a great person walking this path the right way. But if we go down the path that we want to present something, we need to make sure we know enough about it. So us looking up stuff, like I just brought out the stuff with the cults and all this stuff, those are the things that's causing us to fail in understanding ourselves culturally, contextually, right? Consistency as far as the subjects dealing with us, and even language. We're letting those things pull us away from needing to go that route and understand it. And us as teachers, we have to go in to get the full understanding, but we won't, because we use scripture like Zephaniah 3 to say we don't need to learn it. But yet we still go to the concordance, the blue letter Bible, to utilize, which I'm not against, because I say we need, go ahead. But we need to pick where we're going to be in this. All right. What's the last thing I wanted to bring out? Because I'm coming close to the time I need to stop. All right. So a verb is not a name. I said that earlier. But if you want to use it as a name, I have no issue. The issue is making an educated opinion on this subject, not grasping Hebrew grammar. At the bare minimum, it's prefixes and suffixes. You don't even have to speak Hebrew, y'all, but at least grasp certain grammar understanding to convey or bring your point out. Because if you run into, all it takes is one scripture, linguistically, to disrupt your whole presentation. And that's what 1 Samuel 18:18 does when you go into actual Hebrew. So making the claim that the Yahowah is attached to evil because of the European misuse of our text, that's an uneducated opinion. That is not the Most High dealing with us. Like one of the things that we try to teach people to stay away from is saying, well, the Most High showed me this. And if the Most High showed you this, then how, like a situation like 1 Samuel 18:18, how do you deal with that then? That was show that the Most High did not show you this. So we have to be easy. We got to be, so you don't want to judge. You don't want to judge the origin of something by how it was later misused. You trace it back to where it actually came from. So that statement that I'm saying, you don't want to judge the origin of something by how it was later misused, right? So the whole idea of Yah being evil and all this other stuff, that is how that's because of how it's been misused. So we're getting information from the misrepresentation of what the original point comes from. And we have to stay away from that. But without further ado, I pray this presentation was good for those that listen to it, those that may watch it back, those, I hope that something was brought out. I hope that you all watched the whole thing. If you have not watched it from the beginning, just take the time and go back to it and go from there. Without further ado, I want to say one last thing. For those that's interested in learning Hebrew, like literally wanting to be able to converse in it, you can email us at houseofbalance12@gmail.com or message us directly right here if you're a Facebook friend. But if you're on YouTube or something like that, email me at houseofbalance12@gmail.com and we can get you set up and get you squared away. Because the program that we have is meant for you to actually converse. It's going to get your ears ready to converse. If you are someone that wants to learn, because I know it's a lot of people that say, well, we don't have to because of AHAYAH, and that's Yiddish. But if you actually sit down and talk to me, you'll find out that it's not Yiddish, and you'll find out what we are doing with the Hebrew. Because even if you are doing Lashawan Kadash, if you have modeled a lot of your words from modern Hebrew, and I'll explain that later, it's a chance that you may not be even speaking Hebrew. So email me, houseofbalance12@gmail.com, and we'll go from there. May the Most High bless and guard each and every one of you in righteousness. And I pray that something that was said provokes thought, provokes change and growth with the Supreme King's people. All right? May the Most High bless and guard you. Shalom, shalom. Yahuah, shalom.
I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. I see a dream, that dream is green. And I don't mean material things. Freedom to the land, child, woman, and man. As we take up for what we stand, better days and better nights. As we stand and unite, we're one and the same. Why is it so hard not to point and to blame? Better sheet, get our houses in order and we'll see the peace. There are steps that we must take if we want to see.
I see my people rising, no more stopping us. Couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us.
The sake of us, the sake of us.
I see my people rising, no more stopping us. Couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. No more failing, telling, being beneath. What a beautiful moment, and a sight I can't wait to see. Even if I miss it, at least I wasn't part of the mission. Changing lives of men, women, and children. All glory goes to He that causes us all to be. Oh. And if they're thinking we can, we show them that just as long as we stand. A monument, we the people can't be broken as long as we stay focused. I see my people rising, no more stopping us. Couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. For the sake of us. I see my people rising, no more stopping us. Couple billion acres across America, us. The peace rose for the sake of us. see my